idea where we were going.
Put your luggage on the overhead shelf. Please be careful when you lift your luggage, as it may fall.
It was November 6th, 2024, and all I knew was that my fiance Talon had something planned. He told me to wake up early and that we had a little adventure ahead of us. So we rolled out of bed in Kyoto at 5 a.m., caught a highway bus, and started making our way across the city, first to Kyoto Station, then to another bus terminal. I was just going with the flow, still waking up, wondering what this surprise could possibly be, and then the tour bus driver got on the mic and announced where we were headed: Ghibli Park. So just for some quick context, this was a crazy surprise because Talon and I were dying to go to the Ghibli Museum. We actually had set an alarm and everything in order to get tickets, but despite all that, we didn't get any. So going to anywhere that was officially Ghibli was just a dream come true for me. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about it. We arrived at Ghibli Park around 9:30 in the morning and got in line to pick up our tickets. Even from the entrance, the place already felt immersive. There was something quietly magical about the architecture and the atmosphere. I was immediately excited to see what was waiting inside. While in line, however, I was immediately flooded with regret because I noticed that everyone else seemed to be wearing running shoes and I was in relatively uncomfortable knee-high boots. And let's just say, lesson learned. There was a lot more walking and waiting in line than I had planned for. Our first stop was the Grand Warehouse. Our tour guide gave us a tip right away: head straight to the interactive exhibits if we wanted to avoid the longest wait times, because that's where all the best photo ops were. So think recreations of scenes from Spirited Away, Porco Rosso, Castle in the Sky, Princess Mononoke, and the line honestly was not bad at all. It took only about an hour to get through everything, which was not bad considering how popular this spot was. One of the highlights was sitting next to No Face on the train. The window next to us had an animated screen that made it feel like the train was actually moving through the movie. It was subtle but really cool. And yeah, just look at this. It was so cool. It was so cool to sit beside No Face. Then for lunch, we stopped at the Transcontinental Flight Cafe and grabbed pizza and a chicken sandwich. It was pretty standard theme park fare, solid, nothing extraordinary, but it came with these really cute little flags, which was a nice touch. And we also picked up a few bottles of Valley of the Witches beer to take home, which ended up on display in our kitchen. They were surprisingly really tasty, and the labels were just so beautiful. After lunch, we headed back into the exhibits, and wow, this park is packed with details. From large-scale animatronics to small statues tucked in corners, everything is beautifully done. There are so many great places to take photos, and it never felt gimmicky. The whole environment was just so thoughtfully made. And of course, no trip is complete without a stop at the gift shop, and this one was dangerous. Easily one of the cutest and most tempting places that I think I've been to in Japan. I fully regret not filming anything inside, but trust me, it was epic. Talon and I went a little bit overboard. We came out with a full family of Ghibli plushies, Gigi, Totoro, and more. The Totoro plush we brought home is probably one of the best quality ones I've ever seen. The fur almost feels real, and Gigi honestly might be one of my all-time favorite plushies. And we also picked up some dishcloths for our kitchen and some cool paper crafts like this. Then later in the afternoon, we explored more of the warehouse, and one of the most memorable exhibits was the cat bus room. It was designed for children to play in, so I didn't film anything out of respect for their privacy, but it was incredibly well done. So my absolute favorite part and just the highlight was watching a short film at the Orion cinema. We saw The Day I Bought a Star. It was in Japanese with no subtitles, but the storytelling was so visual and emotionally rich that it didn't matter. It really moved me. The whole theater experience felt elevated, intimate, and truly magical. Then it was time to explore the newest section of the park, Valley of Witches. One of the standout shops here was Sophie's hat shop from Howl's Moving Castle. I didn't get any video from inside because I didn't want to disrupt the shopkeepers, but the space was very whimsical. The shop looked like a cozy European boutique, and yeah, it looked just like what it looked like in the movie. As soon as we stepped in, one of the hats on display caught my eye. Talon had recently lost his favorite hat, and this one, it looked almost exactly like the one Howl wore in disguise when he visited Madame Suleiman. We asked if we could try it on, and at first they said no, which was understandable. But then, when we asked if it was for sale, something shifted. The staff lit up, brought out a mirror, and confirmed that we could buy it, and then he could try it on. It was around 17,000 yen, and yeah, it was very much an impulsive purchase, and we're still not entirely sure if it was meant to be sold or if it was technically a display piece, but yeah, we bought it, and it instantly became a legendary item for us. But the tragic part is that we accidentally left it on the plane coming back to the US, and we still don't know if we will ever be able to replace it. We don't know if we just got super lucky in that shop. But anyway, from there, we strolled around the Valley of Witches village, saw the Green Wizard Jenkins building, and took photos with the Scarecrow from Howl's Moving Castle. And admired the elevator tower, which yes, you can actually ride to the top. We ended our visit with a ride up the elevator before heading back to our tour group, who was waiting to take us to the final stop, the Toyota Automobile Museum, which was part of the full day itinerary. And then we were back to Kyoto Station. Honestly, I was super bummed because we were on a tight schedule, so we didn't experience the entire park. And I am positive that if we did, it would have been just as amazing as all of the other parts. So I am definitely planning to go back. And one last thing I have to mention, our tour guide, Hiro. He was incredibly kind, thoughtful, and just had this calm, warm energy throughout the entire day. On the bus ride to the car museum, he got the whole group singing Tonari no Totoro together.
My throat is not so good today. Aruko, aruko, watashi wa genki, aruku no daisuki, dondon yuko.
And it was one of the most genuinely sweet moments that just stuck with me long after. It was so wholesome. The fact that he was able to get a group of adults in a bus to all sing together, it was the perfect ending to a Ghibli-filled adventure.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, so before I wrap up, I wanted to share a quick rundown of how we ended up at Ghibli Park in the first place. Originally, the plan was to visit the Ghibli Museum. That's the one that most people talk about, the one that pops up in travel vlogs, and the one that Talon and I had seen a million clips of online. Talon was totally on it. He set an alarm to grab tickets the moment they went live, exactly 1 month before our visit, just like all the guides online recommend. Except when the alarm actually went off, he forgot what it was for, and by the time he remembered, it was just 15 minutes later, every single ticket had already sold out. Okay, hey, editing Victoria here. So I wanted to make a quick correction. We weren't trying to buy the tickets a month in advance. We were actually trying to buy the tickets on the 10th of October because we knew we were going to be heading to Japan in November. And basically, if you want to go to the Ghibli Museum, the tickets become open a month in advance on the 10th of the month, and it's basically like a lottery system. You have to get the ticket as fast as possible, and if you don't, then you can't go. Okay, back to the video. And then he stumbled across something we had never even heard of, Ghibli Park. At first, he wasn't sure if it was a smaller version of the museum or just a regional exhibit, but the more Talon looked into it, the more excited he got, because Ghibli Park isn't just a museum, it's a full-on themed park. And no shade to the museum, I still really want to go someday, but this park was just incredible. Of course, when he went to book tickets to the official site, those were also sold out. But thankfully, Klook, a third-party platform, still had premium passes available. They were around 180 USD, which yes, was definitely a splurge, but they included entry to all 5 areas of the park, transportation from Kyoto, the breakfast bento in the morning, and a bonus stop at the Toyota Automobile Museum. Looking back now, I am so grateful that we got to experience it. If you are a Ghibli fan, or honestly, even if you just love beautifully crafted spaces with care and imagination, this park is 100% worth the visit. It's thoughtful, it's quiet, it's not loud or flashy like other theme parks, but it's full of heart.